Alright gentlemen, you clicked on this video because you want a good solid morning routine to build discipline, to build good habits into your life. And so this is the McGregor Method morning routine. I'm going to chop it up between actually doing the morning routine, walking you through the mental process, and coming back on here, cutting it up so that you actually get a lot of value out of this. And it's not just me telling you what to do. I'm showing you exactly the mental frameworks on how to get through it. But this is for you if you're waking up lazy, you're waking up tired, you have no energy, you have no discipline, and you just want better habits. You want some consistent action and discipline in every aspect of your life. You want to conquer your mind to take control back of this, because I used to be here, skinny fat, and drinking every weekend, going out, but now have built a physique I'm proud of, never ever go out anymore, I don't drink, and been 8 months sober. But the most important part is helping other people do the exact same thing, like Hugh, who absolutely loved getting this morning routine into his life. So it's not just me yapping away at you, but yeah, we're going to get straight into it. First, we have to understand dopamine and how to actually control it. Now, every guru and their dog is going to talk to you about dopamine, but we simply just have to quickly understand it, that there is two types of dopamine. You got your negative and your positive type. Now, your negative dopamine is basically waking up, you're scrolling, you're going on social media, you're hitting YouTube, you're getting a coffee in, or you're eating food instantly, right? You're rewarding yourself for going to sleep. There's no much logic in that. And drinking coffee in the first 90 minutes after waking up can disrupt your sleep and circadian rhythm. So that could be why you feel like shit when you actually wake up. Because basically what that means is we work in 90-minute cycles. So every 90 minutes we're at our lightest, so 45 minutes in, we're at our deepest sleep. But having caffeine and things like that in the first hour and a half of our day, when we're trying to actually properly wake up through our own brain regulation, drinking coffee and caffeine and things like that, it completely screws it up, which is why you probably have energy crashes later on in the day. But waking up and just feeding yourself after being asleep all night, you should be in your most productive, optimal state. So that's why we plan the day the night before to get some positive reinforcement into our life instead of doing these negative things. By completing our predetermined tasks, right? You're waking up, you're attacking. That way you're producing results for yourself. And then you end up finding fulfillment in doing the hard thing, teaching your brain to channel real dopamine to doing hard tasks, which is exactly what we're going to go over now. We're going to start off the day with 50 push-ups outside.
And that's just for blood flow. That's to get you producing results for yourself.
Like I said, you've just spent probably the last 8 to 10 to 12 hours inside. First thing we want to do when we wake up, bang, get outside, get some push-ups in, get some blood oxidation, get some fresh air into our lives. Because this just breeds consistency, shows yourself that you can do the hard thing, and constantly just slowly builds your mindset up, right? If you can't do 50 push-ups, just go until you can't. But this is what you're going to stick to relentlessly. Wake up at one time and one time only, all 7 days of the week. You pick a time and you put these into practice every single day. This is just to build trust back in your mind, to get some blood oxidation. And then from there, we're going to go on a 10-minute walk.
When I do go on the walk, is because you should have 3 big goals you're working towards in your life, in my opinion. I'm telling you this is because on the walk, if you're not consuming, you haven't talked to anyone yet, you haven't consumed anything from anyone else, you're mentally clear to set your intentions for the day. So you list out all the daily habits that it'll take for you to hit your goal. But on that walk, you've got a clear mind. So you think about what you're going to do that day to move the needle forward. So what are the 5 habits or 5 tasks that you can do that day to move the needle forward for you towards that goal? And that way, you get to judge yourself off the inputs that you're putting in towards the goal, instead of thinking about the end outcome, because the end outcome is going to take a long time. So if you're constantly progressing, constantly moving the needle forward, that's what the walk's for.
You create habits around that goal, but plan the day the night before so you know what you're ready to attack. But on this walk, you set the intentions again. You reconfirm on your walk exactly what needs to be done through your 5 daily habits that day. This allows you to actually think freely for yourself. Before anyone else is up, before you let social media interact with your brain, you're actually thinking freely for yourself, for your goals, what you want to work towards, so you're ready to attack the day, so no one else is disrupting your own thought pattern. And then, of course, there's an extra 70 minutes of exercise per week. And now, going on walks increases the blood flow, oxygen, and nutrients to your brain, releases all the good stuff like serotonin, like dopamine, and all the good endorphins, and pretty much releases stress, releases anxiety. It's things you know that you should be doing, but you aren't. It's simple little things like this that build the momentum to lead to big results, but we start small. And that's why we go on a 10-minute walk, set your intentions for the day, and then after that, straight into cold exposure.
Right, guys, this is the part that definitely sucks the fucking most, and it's getting in that lake. But normally it would be a cold shower, but we're using the opportunity at the moment to just jump in the lake while we're around here. So for you, I'd be doing a 45-second to a minute cold shower. Why do I do this? And it's because we want to do something hard, so later on in the day we're actually prepared for something difficult to come up. Because if you're waking up, you're going bang, oh, I'm going to go on my phone, then bang, I'm having breakfast, then bang, I'm having a coffee. You're filling yourself with all these fulfillments that you haven't actually earned yet, right? So go out and actually do something hard with your morning, like the cold shower, like the 50 push-ups, like spending time in your own thoughts on that walk. And that way, you're actually mentally prepared to attack the day. Tip I can give you for this one, whether it's the cold shower or whether you do get in a lake or an ocean or something, it's just fucking 1 second decision. David Goggins talks about it all the time. Winning that 1 second decision and just getting and taking that fucking leap.
Now, in the beginning, I'm trying to get back to your state. I spend about 4 or 5 minutes in here now really working it through. But in the beginning, I did 45 to 60 seconds. That's it. Just work yourself through something hard. Work yourself through something difficult. So when something in your day comes up that is hard, that you normally would be unprepared for, you're actually somewhat prepared. Now, you're never ever going to be fully prepared. But this way, putting yourself in uncomfortable situations and working yourself through it on purpose teaches your brain how to react when something does happen in your life that would normally cause you stress, would normally cause anxiety, or you would find difficult. But if you're constantly putting yourself in that state, you're going to be more prepared. And as you do it over and over and over again, and you're going to start relating dopamine to doing the hard thing, to doing the uncomfortable situation. But an important thing is finding gratitude while doing it. This will skyrocket how you value small things in life. Right? So if you can sit out there, sit through the pain, sit through the discomfort, and find one thing, just find one thing that you're grateful for going through that pain. The question I love to ask myself is, how is what I'm going through right now going to help someone else? Right? So anytime you go through a struggle, anytime you go through a pain, your brain will automatically go to that question. And that way you're not just doing it for you anymore. You're doing it with the intent to help someone else. And again, it releases things such as serotonin, cortisol, dopamine, and all the good stuff. Again, helps with depression, anxiety, and emotional disturbances. Right? So just doing small little things that make you uncomfortable is going to grow you so much as a man. And then finally, once we've done that, we come home, we journal.
And see, the last thing that I do for the morning routine is journal. And that is purely, again, to produce results for yourself. Right. The whole point of this morning routine is literally to produce results. Produce, instead of consuming. Because we're in such a consumer economy at the moment. So yeah, that is what we do. But I'll just quickly run you through sort of how I run it. You can literally do 5 minutes. I do 20 because it really does help me relieve my stress in my head and relieve anything going on. But how I structure it, my 3 big goals at the top, which is I will change 10,000 men's lives, I will retire my dad, and I will be a decamillionaire. The reason 10,000 men's lives comes first is 1, because I know where I used to be. Used to be an absolute degenerate, absolute loser, didn't believe in myself, had no confidence, had nothing, right? And I truly, truly think we are brainwashed into thinking the way that we do. And yeah, I want to help men go all in on their dreams. That is my massive goal. Money's not what it's about. The money is a tool. All the money I make now is reinvested into myself and my business, growing that, because your lifestyle will never exceed your level of personal development, and you are your greatest asset, which is something I talk about a lot. Your mind is your greatest asset.
And this is a good analogy that I like to use, but your brain is like tangled, like a pair of headphones, right? You know how fucking annoying it is when you have to untangle all these headphones. Basically, that's how our brains are. And the point of journaling is to unravel our brains so we can unwire it, so then we can rewire it again to attack our big dreams in life. Because we are programmed to be told what to do for 90% of our lives. Right? We're told what to do, so we don't really know how to make any good decisions in our life. But doing this, journaling, actually starts to unclog our brain, and you can rewire it to start making better decisions, to start going all in on these dreams that you do have. And that is the point of all this, is to compound wins over time, to rechannel, to rewire yourself to be able to do the hard thing. But 5 minutes in the beginning is all I did. Half a page. I didn't really know what to write either. So allow anything at all, to be written on that piece of paper. It does not matter what it is. Right, if you're thinking, fuck, what do I write? Fuck, what do I write? What do I write? Write that. Just get things out of your brain and actually externalize your internal thoughts. But there's some ideas. Think of pains, stresses, anything that you're going through. And again, how I normally structure it, I should have bought my book out, but I started to go get my book for you and paused it. But how I do my journaling is I write my 3 big goals again, which is I will change 10,000 men's lives, I will retire my dad, and I will become a decamillionaire. Right? Those are my 3 big goals. Now, you can have your own goals in your life. They do not have to be that big. But that is sort of what you will end up progressing to if you start to implement simple daily habits into your life. And then from there, I just sort of write whatever's going on in my brain. Like that morning, any pain that I went through, like sitting out in the lake or going through the cold shower, any pains that I was going through. But literally write anything. I'm just giving you that for reference. And then at the end, I always write the goals that I have for that day. For example, this YouTube video was one of them, to get this out for you guys. But that is literally it. By the end of journaling, your brain should look something like this. It's never going to be perfect, but you get the premise. It helps relieve stress, helps relieve anxiety, and allows you to actually externalize your internal thoughts. That is the whole morning routine. But straight after that 20-minute morning routine, you should be ready to deep dive into your hardest task first.
Which is, you'll see it because it's going to be the slideshow that goes with this video. But that is how I structure my morning routines. Do all this without consuming anything. No black coffee, no anything like that. No consuming Instagram or social media, because yeah, like I say, I think we're in a consumer economy and I don't want to be one of them, and I don't want you to be one of them either. So
rip into it. Reward yourself after 90 minutes of being awake with a black coffee or some sort of high protein food. Now, you can do no food. Sometimes I do that as well, because as men we like to hunt. When we're at our most optimal primal state, when we're hungry, when we want something, we want to go get it. So that is why sometimes I don't eat, but that's also why we don't eat or consume anything for the first 90 minutes of the day. But once your hardest task is done, go have a good high protein meal. Reward yourself with proper, actual fuel. Because when you actually start to work hard, you start to associate dopamine with high quality things like good whole foods. So reward yourself with more good stuff that your body actually wants. So that way you're constantly stacking all these good habits on top of each other. Don't just go eat a whole heap of crap afterwards. Implement a little bit of good food that you really do enjoy in your life, like sweet stuff, like 10% of the time. But 90% of the time, have good, clean, whole foods. Constantly reward yourself with all the good stuff that you know that you should be doing. But that is literally it. There is no point in me saying all this without you taking action. So, linked below, I have put a 30-day discipline challenge habit tracker so you can actually implement this into your life, so you can actually see progress on a day-to-day basis. It is free. All of this is free. I just wanted to give it out because I wanted to help you as much as possible. But thank you for watching. Rip it up. Get these wins compounding. Change your lifestyle. Attack your dream life and get to the point of never returning back to the old version of you. But thank you for watching. I appreciate it and I hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe. You know the drill.